I have to confess, I don't know exactly what we're doing in this video, but I have an idea, and so we're just going to run with my idea because I think it'll be an interesting little project for us anyhow. So we here in Inkscape, we're going to create some artwork that we are then going to turn into a 3D model with our slicer. And let's go ahead and show you what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and import the artwork in question here. Now what I think we want to do is create like a little bead. You might see this on a hoodie or something like that, um, or your shoe. Like I said, I don't know exactly the purpose, but the question was to make it 1 inch tall. So I'm assuming we either want to put it on our hoodie, the little tie on our hoodie, or possibly even our shoestring. So either way, this could be an interesting project for you because it's simple enough that you might find it interesting. So let's go ahead and show you how we might go about doing this. So what we're going to do first is we're going to right click on this and choose Trace Bitmap. And we're just going to use this brightness and cutoff mode. You can see we get a pretty good trace right off rip here. We can adjust our tracing a little bit here with our threshold slider. And let's go ahead and hit apply. And it did a reasonably good job. Let's go ahead and delete this one. We no longer need that. And what we're going to do now is we're going to break this apart because I want this to work a little bit differently. So let's come up here and let's choose File and Break Apart. And let's kind of go through this a little bit. This background, this very background piece, let's go ahead and just give it a different color of some sort. What else do we got here? I want to just go through this a little bit here. So that's our background piece. We're going to take these next two pieces and we're going to Control K. And what that does is that is path and combine. And let's go give those a different color and let's go back in and look. And sure enough, we do have a different color. So now we have green and black and we want to kind of continue this process. So this one here, what do I want to do with this here? This here, let's duplicate it and let's shift click our green and let's do Control minus. Now, when we look at that, what should happen there, which it did not happen. So, yes, it did actually. You see that hole? It did cut a hole in there. Now, let's look at the bottom one. This bottom one does not yet have a hole. You see that? So let's go in and select that and this and Control minus. And now if we look at this, now you should see, in fact, we do have a hole. Beautiful. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and this piece, and we're going to do Control K, that is combine. And then the same thing up here, we're going to do Control K, and we're going to combine that too. And let's go ahead and look at it here. And this is now what we're looking at. So do we need this? No, we do not need that. Okay. So now that is our artwork that we need to create our little bead. So let's go ahead and resize this bad boy. So right now it's really huge. So we're going to go ahead and resize it. We're going to hit lock to lock our constraints here. And let's go ahead and make this 25 millimeters tall because that's what was asked for. I tell you what, let's do it 25 millimeters wide because I don't really know if it was the width or height that they were looking at it for 25 millimeter, but let's just go with that right there. Let's go ahead and save this and let's just save it to our desktop and let's just call it B logo and hit save. Okay. So now we have completely created all of the artwork we need to create our little bead, either for our hoodie, or like I say, we're going to do one for our hoodie, and we're going to do one where we could string our shoestring through it. So we're going to do a vertical hole and a horizontal one. So we can have it on our hoodie, or like I said, we can string it on our shoestring and put it on our shoes. So that might be kind of fun. Either way, all right? But we're going to take care of all that in our slicer, so that's what we're going to look at next. All right, so now here we are in Bambu Studio, and we're going to take our SVG file and convert it into our little beads. So let's go ahead and hit Control I and bring in our artwork. Now, in this example, I am using Bambu Studio, but what we're about to show you, you can really do in any modern day slicer. So for the first piece here is our background, and we're going to go ahead and set that to 5 millimeters thick. And let's go ahead and change it to red. And then down here for our details, we're going to do that 1 millimeter thick, and we're going to make it 2, uh, uh, the filament color 2. Now I want to take my details and put it on top of my 5 millimeter plate. And so to do that, we're going to go to the Move tool and change our Z value to 5.5. Okay, so now you can see that the details are on top of my red plate. And you may be saying, well, why did you do it that way? Why is it 5.5? Well, our details are 1 millimeter thick. Our plate is 5 millimeters thick. So what we do is we take, in order to determine the Z value, we take the thickness of the object, which is 1, so divide that by 2, so that's a 0.5 millimeter on top of our 5 millimeter plate. That's how we get to 5.5 millimeters. So let's go ahead and duplicate this. Control C, Control V. Now we have 2 of them because I don't know if they want the hole vertically or horizontally. My thought is they want to use this for like a hoodie string. So we would do it vertically, but if they want to do for their shoes, then run their shoelace through, then we would have to do a horizontal hole. So let's go ahead and show you how to do it. So we're going to right click and add a primitive cylinder in this case, and the hole size that they asked for was 3.5 millimeters. Okay, so we will just go in here and add in 3.5 millimeters here. So we'll do 3.5, and we will do 3.5. And for the height, let's just do 100. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Now we are going to duplicate this cylinder, so Control C, Control V, because we have a horizontal and a vertical one to do. Let's go ahead and rotate this into position, like so, and then we can go ahead and just move this into this position here. Now, the keyboard shortcut to look straight down is Control 1. Very handy keyboard shortcut. So place it wherever we want to, doesn't really matter. And now what we have, as you can see, we have our cylinder right on our build plate, which I need it to be in the middle of this red area. So to do that, we're going to take our cylinder, shift control the assembly, right click and merge, and then we're going to alt click our cylinder. Just alt click the cylinder, go to your move tool and set that to the Z height of 2.5. We're using 2.5, of course, because that is half the thickness of our red plate. And now we can go into our mesh boolean and we can just make sure that we have just the cylinder here on the right, which we do. You can see it's highlighted in green. We could execute, and now we have a beautiful hole ready for our hoodie. Okay, so now we need to essentially do the same steps all over again. We'll take our cylinder, we're going to rotate it. This time we're going to rotate it in the green axis, horizontal. We'll go back to top view here, and we can position this wherever we want to. Something about like so, right there in the middle, more or less. And of course, shift control the assembly, right click and merge, alt click on our cylinder, set that to 2.5. Okay, and then we can get out of that, go back into our mesh boolean, and again, we just need our cylinder over there. Our cylinder is green. We can go ahead and choose execute, and now you can see we have right down the gullet. All right. And this would be the same, so in this case, we're making little beads for our shoes and our hoodie, but this would be the same process if we wanted to stick this on a pencil. Obviously, the diameter might have to change in order to stick a pencil through it, but it's the same principle, all right? So pretty easy stuff. Now, if we want to explore, just, go a little deeper, let's go back over to Inkscape for a moment and let's take a look at a little project over here. So I have an Adidas SVG. that I created. And let's go ahead and ungroup this. So we don't need our picture. We just need our little SVG of our Adidas logo. And I want to turn that into a bead. All right, so how do we do that? Well, we have our path. We're going to duplicate the path. And then let's give the bottom one a different color. And let's go into offset. And how much offset? Well, I don't really know. Let's just try, what if we tried 5 millimeters? Okay, and let's give that a different color so we can see that a little bit better. Yeah, I could be happy with 5. That could work for me. So we're going to run with that, okay? So what we're going to do is on that green one there, let's just do path and object to path. Okay, so now you can kind of see what we've got going on here. And then I'm going to go do that again. So let's do path. Let's break it apart. And then we'll do path and union. Okay, now let's see if this all makes sense here. Let's move this down. There we go. Now, I need to possibly clean this up a little bit. You can see we've got some issues here. Let me change that color. I think that's going to be a little bit weird for me to work on. There we go. Now it's a little bit darker. So some weirdness going on here. You can see that there. That's not what we want, obviously. So let's go ahead and clean this up right here. Let's delete all those notes there because I don't think we need them anyhow. And then we're going to click right there. And let's just click and drag this line, this one right here. Click on it. There we go. And then we see how we can click and drag it. And now we have some control because we've got our control handles. And then we could just position it exactly where we want it here so that this space is similar to the other space there. And that gets the job done more or less right there, right? So let's go ahead and see what we've got to do over here. I don't really know. Let's go ahead and alt click. That will allow us to select all of those weird nodes. You can see we've got something weird going on down here. So let's just see if we can't clean that up. So let's go ahead and grab a rectangle tool. And we're going to select this and control minus. And all we're looking to do is cut. See that? Now we've cut that. And so now we should be able to interact with that separately now. So let's go ahead and come up here and delete all of those nodes. We're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. Just click on that path right here and drag it. So click on that path, zoom back in here, and drag it over. Okay, and now we have our control handles. So now we can kind of fine tune exactly how we want this to be. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea. Okay, so that takes care of that. So now, yes, obviously we want to clean this up. I don't know what's really going on here, but let's see if we can fix that. We're going to go right here, and we're just going to create a rectangle. Now, I don't want any, do not want any stroke. So let's just go over here. Let's go over here. I think that's pretty good. Shift click and Control plus. We still have this little weird thing happening here, but we should be able to come in there and just delete those, and that takes care of that. Let's go back to our rectangle tool down here. Let's do the same thing, create a little rectangle there. Shift click and Control plus. And then we got a weird something or other right there we need to take care of. So we'll delete those two. And I think we are close. So then what I want to do here is I think I want to go ahead and just do something like this. Do I want to do that? I'm still debating. Sure, we'll go ahead and do it. So this piece here, we're just going to move down a little bit, and we'll select that and Control plus that too. And let's just call that good. Now, these have a strong point to them, where this one does not. And so I think I want to modify that. So to do that, we're going to go into offset, and we're going to choose corners. And in this case, what we want to do here is just double click here. I want to go into my node tool, And all I want to do here is grab that node right there and this one right here, and then we can apply a curve to that by just grabbing that this right here. So again, we're going to have to grab that node, grab this node, and that little curve thing right there, and then we can pull and curve this. It's very difficult sometimes to get it to behave exactly the way you want. You see, we got it going over there, but we didn't have it over here for some reason. So let's try that again. We're going to select that one, and we want to select this one, and we'll just pull this one. But see how we're kind of putting that around the corner, but it's kind of like a weird shape now, and that's not what we were wanting. So let's go ahead and get rid of those. So that will be more uniform, and then we can get rid of this one. So now that will be more uniform, and now we could probably do it. So now when we pull that little rounded corner, it's more symmetrical on both sides. And there we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and save this to our desktop, and let's call this Adidas bead. Let's go ahead and change the size of this because it's huge right now. So we only want it to be 25 pixels, or 25 millimeters rather. And then let's go back into Bambu here, and let's pop that in place. So there is our little bead, and we're going to do the same process, the same exact process over again. So we are going to set that to 5 millimeters thick, and then our details, we're going to do 1 millimeter thick, and we are going to make that color number 2, and we're going to set that Z height to 5.5, and that's what that looks like. Okay, same process. Let's go ahead and create our primitive cylinder, and let's go ahead and do it 3.5 millimeters and 3.5 millimeters and 100 millimeters. And there is that. And then we can go ahead and rotate that. So right here, we're going to rotate that like so. We will look at it straight down the gullet here, and right there in the middle. That looks good. So we'll select that, shift control the assembly. We'll merge that together. We'll alt click our cylinder. We'll move that to a Z height of 2.5. Okay, and then we'll do our Boolean. We are going to go ahead and move over our Adidas bead. So we're going to leave just the cylinder, and we're going to go ahead and choose execute. And with any kind of luck, there's our hole for our little Adidas tag, our little Adidas bead. We are good to go. Let's go ahead and slice this. See what our slicer tells us. Doesn't look like we need supports. We didn't add supports. It didn't tell us we needed supports. So it looks like we can print that hole without supports in both directions there. And there is our finished little beads for our hoodie or our shoes or whatever you want to use it for. Make a little keychains, whatever you want to do. Those are some options for you. Okay, so I hope that answered the question, and I hope you learned a little bit about how we can utilize Inkscape, but then also utilize the features of your slicer to simplify this whole creating the various 3D models for printing just a little bit easier. So until next time, thanks for watching.